Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to show off this Eleventy image plugin that I've been working with recently. If you haven't heard of Eleventy, it's a static site generator that's a lot like Jekyll, except it uses JavaScript instead of Ruby, which is really convenient for us web devs. They have this image optimizer that loops over images on your site and creates optimized ones. And looking at it for a bit, I realized, wait, I could totally use this outside of an Eleventy site too. So to show you what I mean, I made a basically empty directory here and a package.json where I've just installed the plugin. I haven't done anything else. And I'm going to make a node script that calls on this plugin and tries to optimize some images. As a proof of concept, I'm just going to copy this first line of documentation, which goes to Unsplash and spits out a 300 pixel wide version of that image. So I'm just going to run it like node, because that's what it is. We get some console output, and sure enough, we get a 300 pixel wide JPEG and WebP that we asked for, which is really cool. And we can use this for local files as well. I ironically have the picture of a bad lighthouse score here that I've stored in this directory. I'm going to go ahead and run this guy the same way as before, and similar console output, and we get a beautifully blurry 300 pixel wide JPEG and WebP. Use bigger widths if you're actually going to use this for something real. But that's really cool. We've basically proven that we can go through a whole directory of images, really, and spit out optimized formats and sizes. So that got me thinking, could I just apply this to like a create-react app, for example? So I pasted in a very similar version of this script that just loops over a directory of files in our public folder. It'll look for this super cool banner.jpg, and it'll spit it out for us when we run the start or build commands, where I've sort of bolted this guy on. So when I start it up, sure enough, it'll find that super cool banner. It'll start the development server and serve up an optimized version of that banner. That was originally 4K, by the way. And the way this is working in development is we're calling on this image component that takes in the file name, in this case super cool banner, and maps it to all of the optimized sizes that Eleventy generated. And this maps over to a picture component, which if you haven't heard of before, it's basically a way for the browser to load up different sources and formats depending on what it supports. So this is really cool. My call to action for you is to try out this Eleventy plugin yourself and see what static sites you can bolt it onto.